Welcome, everybody, to the Real Marks of Long Island podcast. As you can tell, if you're watching on YouTube, once again, it's only two of us. Ty is off in where is he? He's somewhere in Canada, right?
He's in Quebec, I think.
So he's celebrating his wedding anniversary. I think they're snowboarding, skiing, doing all that fun stuff. So we hope that they are having a blast. So it's just me and Court. We're going to do we'll see how far it gets because it's been a hectic 2 weeks. Actually, it's been a hectic month. Just obviously we didn't have an episode last week, so we apologize for that. It's just been, I'm in the process, my family is in the process of moving from apartment to apartment. So this might be the last episode in this, in this area. So it's just a lot with the moving. We're back and forth between, Belmore and Sayville every day, it seems like. So
yeah, it's the worst.
So hopefully we'll be all settled in within the next 2 weeks. But Court, how have you been the past 2 weeks? What's going on?
Good, man. Same shit, different day. It's freezing outside, so trying to not freeze to death. But yeah, just chilling, getting back into the work schedule after the holidays. Kind of a pain in the ass, but yeah, everything's good. But yeah, it's gonna be nice when you're back in Sayville.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, we might have taken a break for a week, but one business that doesn't take a break ever is the world that we talk about, and that's professional wrestling. And we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, if you're looking down below at the ticker, let's just jump right into it. We have another Saturday night main event coming up this Saturday. Like we are in the thick of it. We have Saturday night main event this Saturday, and then the Royal Rumble is the weekend after. So it's here. We're go time when it comes to WWE. So obviously, I was at the last Saturday night main event here on Long Island, New York. This one is in Texas, San Antonio, I think, to be exact.
Yeah.
And there's another company that is also in Texas right now, which we'll dive into right after this. But Court, I think we should just give our predictions. So I'll just run through the matches and let's give our thoughts on the matches.
You got it.
So we'll start off with Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. Who do you have going on in that one?
I'm going with Jacob Fatu. I mean, how could you not? Guy's just fucking beast. They're not going to kill that train just yet.
Yeah, no. Especially like we'll get into the SmackDown results, but Jacob Fatu picked up the microphone for pretty much the first time inside a ring, and he cooked. That guy is one of the future faces of the WWE. He is that talented. He is that good. There's no way Braun Strowman is defeating Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu, no doubt, 100%. Let's move on to the Intercontinental Championship match. We know that the one title Sheamus needs is this Intercontinental Championship for him to become a Grand Slam champion. He has gone after it quite a few times, and he's always come up short. Court, does Sheamus become a Grand Slam champion this Saturday against Braun Breaker?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with Sheamus defeating Braun and getting that championship. And I don't know how long he'll hold it or if he does win, but I think it's time to, close that door. They've had 3 or 4 matches already, and it's kind of like, all right, eventually he's going to win it and I feel like even if he does, you can move Braun up a little bit too, have him face Gunther and maybe do a little baby face. I mean, he's like a tweener right now, I feel like, so he can move up the ranks a little bit. So I'm going with Sheamus.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think the champion's going to retain. I think Braun Breaker, because if it just, to my memory, he hasn't really defended the title all that so often since he's won it back. So, I mean, I feel like his run is still got something there, and then it still builds Sheamus up for when he finally does win the IC championship. And I hope it's somewhere big. Like, give him the title at WrestleMania. I think Sheamus deserves another Mania moment to where it doesn't have to be Braun Breaker. If it is, great, awesome. But I think Sheamus becoming a Grand Slam champion deserves deserves to be somewhere on a bigger scale other than a Saturday night main event. So to me personally, I think Braun Breaker retains, but it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger. I just feel like they've wrestled a couple times for I think oh my god, what's his name was in the match with them, but I just feel like if Sheamus loses this match, like it's gonna be like move on to something else. So I don't know. That's why I'm going with Sheamus, because I feel like if they're gonna give it to him, now's the chance. So we'll see. But you never know. That's why they're predictions.
Yeah, that's exactly why they're predictions. Let's move on to the Women's World Championship match. We have the Women's Champion Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. I think we're going to have the same answer here. I will start it off. I'm going to go with Mommy. Rhea Ripley, there's no way Rhea Ripley is losing this title in her first defense. There's no way. Especially to Nia Jax, who obviously had just lost her title to Tiffany Stratton, her ex-friend, her ex-compadre. But there's just, to me, unless something crazy happens, there's just no way that I see it happening. Rhea Ripley retains.
Yeah, we're in full agreement there. I don't really understand why Nia Jax is like focused on Rhea right now, why she's not focused on Tiffany, but whatever, that's rather here nor there. But yeah, Rhea with I think ease in this one.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I also think for the World Heavyweight Championship match, unless you shock me, we have Gunther defending his title against Jey Uso. Obviously, I would love to see Jey Uso win. He's so over. We saw it happen with the Intercontinental Championship when he won that. I'm loving all of the new t-shirts now. They're like kind of hockey based.
Yeah, they're
like
sick.
The Sharks one. I'm still looking for the Sharks one. So if anyone finds that San Jose Sharks Heat shirt, I want one and I will buy it from you. And dude, I know Ty wants it too.
Yeah, did you see the Ranger one? The Ranger one is sick too.
There's a Ranger one?
There's a Ranger one. Dude, Joey's been texting me about it for weeks. Shout out Joey if you're listening. Well, but yeah, he's been texting me for weeks. It's like $100 on eBay.
No, it's gotta be. I mean, I know that they're gonna come out with it probably in March when Netflix.
No, yeah, they absolutely they did. I think it was one of the first times they did it. It was the Ranger one. It's sick.
Okay, now
I
might be searching eBay after this. But yeah, as much as I want Jey Uso to win, I just don't see Gunther ending his reign at a Saturday night main event. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to go with Gunther, and Gunther's retaining.
Yeah, I agree with you there. As much as Jey is over, and he sure is, and he will eventually get there. I have no doubt that eventually he will win that, the big one. It's Gunther's, his reign of destruction is still going to keep going. Give it to him for a little longer, and Jey will be back. But it's kind of like, it's pretty much like a given that Gunther's not losing to Jey.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe we'll find out. Maybe someone will come out afterwards. Maybe we'll find out who's next for Gunther. Maybe we'll get that answered for us. But other than that, it's just it's just going to be a fun night. They're going to have the retro graphics like they did, in the first one. Jesse the Body will be there. It was a good time. It was a fun atmosphere. It was awesome to be at. That's when the KO did the pile driver on Cody. So a lot can stem from it. A lot has happened. That whole storyline is being built off what happened at Saturday Night Main Event on Long Island.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we can, something big happens to where it's building up towards, I don't know if it'll be the Rumble, just because obviously the Rumble's next week. But give us something that builds up towards, Hell in Elimination Chamber, or something along those lines. But I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to watch it. But we have, like I said, big news on big news on big news. WWE, NXT, and TNA have officially agreed on a 5-year partnership where superstars can bounce back and forth. Obviously, this is huge news considering now we might get, we just saw Cora Jade at Genesis. Maybe Cora Jade's going to end up winning the women's title over in TNA. Now, I'm sure we're going to get the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion Joe Hendry. I'm sure he will be appearing at the Royal Rumble. And the first person he called out was John Cena.
Dude, that would be electric. Yeah, that's like massive news. Like, I know that they've been doing it on and off for a while, but to officially announce it in 5 years and the amount of possibilities, like you said, Joe Hendry, Cora Jade going the other way. Nick Nemeth is over there. You got I think the Hardys are over there.
Yep, the Hardys are the TNA World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, I mean, you can do anything. I don't know why I thought the Rumble this year was 40 men. Maybe it's next year.
I'm not sure. But this Rumble, we'll get into it. This Rumble is stacked.
Stacked.
It's crazy. It's insane.
And, one of the best parts of the Rumble for me is like when you get those old school random cameos. Like, I'm not the biggest Hardy Boy fan in the world, and anyone can tell you that. But if you heard that music at the Rumble, that place would be huge.
Of course. And I feel like everyone has to always be ready to be in the Rumble. And, I'll just leave it at that. Like you said, the Hardys, you can have Josh Alexander just said that he's quitting TNA and now he has to show up tomorrow night live to talk about that. But I'm sure Josh Alexander is going to be moving over to WWE. I'm assuming. I just feel like that's where everyone's going right now. You have Jordan Grace, who just finished up in an awesome match with Tessa Blanchard. I think she's already signed, seal delivered. She's already at the Performance Center. Mm-hmm. So, she'll be in the Rumble. I guess that's a WWE talent though. But anyone, like you said, Nick Nemeth, imagine Nick Nemeth back in WWE at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, be crazy. Be absolutely crazy.
And, I know that they say it's only NXT and TNA, but when it comes to these premium live events, like you have to feel like you're going to have one or two of those names jump over into maybe Raw or SmackDown for just a little bit,
Yeah. Even if like they jump to NXT for, a quick program, they do something fast, and then all of a sudden, there they are showing up on Raw and SmackDown, because I think it's that open period is still there.
It's got to be because Bayley just officially transferred.
Bayley went to Raw.
I think Bayley is the only one that's officially transferred so far, if I'm not mistaken.
It's just so weird to me. Like, people just keep showing up, and I'm like, which brand are they on? Like, Cody's gonna be on Raw next week. It's so confusing. But it's fine. Like, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me as much with like having set rosters as it used to, I think. Mostly because both these shows are 3 hours now, and that's a long time. And you have the ability to showcase more. So I'm okay with it. But eventually we got to get some order in the king. Like, you can't just have people jumping on show to show. It's kind of crazy.
I know. And I think it kind of has to do with just where we're at. We're at the Rumble. It's the road to WrestleMania. So now I feel like this is when, like, every year, this is around the time where shit just hits the fan. Like, anything and everything is happening every Monday and every Friday night. I mean, hell, we have Bayley on NXT now. Bayley's been on NXT. She's going to be on NXT next Tuesday in Atlanta. Her and Julia are fighting Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. So Bayley's the workhorse right now. Bayley is everywhere. Like, Bayley's on Monday Night Raw, Tuesday night NXT, Friday night SmackDown. She is everywhere right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about the NXT thing because I have Optimum and they don't have CW anymore. It's absolutely ridiculous. Or the Rangers, or the Knicks, or the Nets, I think. Or the Islanders. It's bullshit. But so I've been catching up on NXT clip-wise because I can't watch it.
Yeah, that's gotta be that's a tough look. And
it's total pain in the ass.
I mean, I know, like, That's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
Altice and MSG. It's just billionaires fighting with billionaires, and the only people that is affecting are us, the common folk, that just want to watch our sports teams and watch NXT. That's it.
Yep, it's ridiculous.
So,
yeah, it's NXT has been hitting, and it's just going to get better and better with this merger, and all the possibilities that can be there. So I'm hoping I can actively watch it very soon.
And it's cool because you had all WWE socials advertising and reposting, tune in to Genesis. You're not going to want to miss this. And the first match, Ashante the Adonis walked right through, and he had an open challenge. She lost, but Ashante the Adonis was the first match on TNA Genesis, and it set the tone. Then you had Fraxium come out for you had the Rascals versus the Hardys. They came out, they sat down, they got a little physical, and now they're going to be fighting the Rascals live tomorrow night, or tonight, should I say, because this episode is going to be coming out on Thursday. So live tonight on NXT on TNA, and I think I'm going to tune in. I haven't tuned into. This is the first live TNA event in who knows how long. Like, it's been a while. So just the way that they're already building up and they're selling out, I'm going to probably want to go UBS Slammiversary. TNA's WrestleMania is in our backyard. And now with NXT locked in, I'm kind of intrigued. I think I'm going to, buy a ticket and go.
Yeah, I got to brush off my TNA knowledge. How much is their pay-per-views now, by the way?
So
oh, you don't know? Okay.
No, I don't know.
I was just curious. I haven't bought.
I don't know. But I do know that they have TNA Plus, which it's a subscription that you get the whole vault, like WWE network had. You get the whole vault of TNA. You get the pay-per-views. So I'm sure the deal is fine. I got you. Immediately, I was like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah. But to speak about TNA, it was one of the first pay-per-views. Genesis was one of the first pay-per-views that I've tuned into on the TNA side for. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I'll tune into like Slammiversary, obviously, because you never know who will appear there. But I had a blast watching it. I'm not going to lie. The Hardys and the Rascals were awesome. Obviously, you had the Hardys retaining. Jordan Grace and Tessa Blanchard, they tore the roof down. Like, that match, like, I hate, what happened with Tessa because, I'm not going to get into that, but her wrestling skills are there. She's a phenomenal wrestler. She just should apologize and stop being a shitty person, but her wrestling skills are there. And Jordan Grace went out like a true professional, putting Tessa Blanchard over. And now we will see her in WWE for years to come. Mike Santana, Josh Alexander, another amazing I Quit match. Fantastic match. And then Joe Hendry. We have a new world champion, Joe Hendry. Finally, Joe Hendry wins the world championship. It's just, it's exciting. I'm going to tune in tomorrow night. Can't wait. But just such exciting news between NXT and TNA. Yeah. And to me, I feel like this is what TNA and AEW tried to do. Remember when Kenny Omega was belt collecting again?
Yeah.
I feel like that relationship only truly benefited one company, and that was AEW.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like already is off to a great start, and I feel like this is truly going to benefit both companies and the superstars in both companies.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, AEW and TNA it was there in the beginning. It was kind of like, all right, this is pretty cool, back and forth with people showing up here and there, but it didn't hit right. It wasn't, exploding the way that I'm sure Tony and TNA wanted it to explode. And this just feels like the perfect partnership because it's not Raw and SmackDown. So you have NXT and you have, the ability to put these guys on shows and get them acclimated to WWE life as well. like as TV, wherever the hard cameras are, and it's an easier transition than if they were to jump from TNA to Raw. It would it wouldn't work as well. So it's the future's bright, man, and can't wait to see how it turns out.
No doubt. And just the last thing I want to say on this partnership before we move on to Raw and SmackDown is just like you said, like people and these superstars are able to get acclimated, like you said. There's a different progression to wrestling in WWE. I think everyone, if you ask any wrestler that has done it, they'll admit it. There's a different style, like you said, but it's also the viewership. Like if there's an NXT superstar that isn't in the title plans, Cora Jade, perfect example. Cora Jade is currently not in the title plans for NXT, but she is a superstar. She is awesome in the ring and on the mic. Why not have her get this more reps in TNA? And now she's a big name in NXT. Her being in TNA, there's the views for TNA. It benefits. And then as for a Joe Hendry, he's right there on the brink. He's right there to becoming a complete superstar. And with him being able to shine in NXT and really show the universe and the world who he is, it benefits everyone. And I love it. Tommy Dreamer had nothing but great things to say about it on Busted Open, and he is looking forward to the next 5 years.
Yeah, there's just so much opportunity, like you said, and you have, with all these shows going longer, in WWE and having NXT, it's just the endless opportunity, and the ceiling is just going to be crashed through multiple times. So interesting. Exciting.
So now that we have discussed that, let me ask you this question. How was your buffering this week for Monday Night Raw?
I'm not going to lie to you. I watched it on Tuesday. I was watching the national championship game and getting pissed off watching Ohio State stomp Notre Dame. So I didn't have any issues on Tuesday morning when I went through Raw. But I just think it's an adjustment. You didn't watch it live either, right?
I never do. Never do until it's the summer. But for me, like I said, so you watched it how I watched it. The replay is instant. I know I said this 2 weeks ago, but the fact that I don't have to wait an hour for it to download into the system and I can just instantly turn it on is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I know that I spoke about it 2 weeks ago, and hopefully we can get sponsored by a certain VPN company, but watching it like as if I'm in Canada and not getting the ads, it's awesome. It's literally just nonstop. They have the drones flying around. They have the interviews in the crowd. CM Punk killer promo. There's just so many different little things. Karrion Kross had one of them. Talking about Sami Zayn. So that's going to build up. But yeah, watching it without advertisements, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about watching it on Tuesday too. Like not watching it live, I was able to fast forward through, the bits where I was like, all right, I don't need to watch this ad, about Saturday Night Main Event. Like I'm good. So the Netflix era is just getting started, and I feel like I read something today. I think that the price is going up again, which I think it goes up every year. But maybe with that price increase, the ads will be less, because we were always told, or I think that's the way I read it, was that we would get nonstop action from the second the show started to the end, no matter how long that would be. But that's not the case, which is whatever. I mean, you got to make money. It's it's America. But I hope that the ads are less in the future.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you do watch it, as if you're outside of the US, it will the screen will go black for 5 seconds and then it comes back to the action. And just Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, or last week Wade Barrett, they don't talk for a little bit because obviously they're at commercial in the States. So it's a different aspect, but it's totally nonstop. Did you get to, when you were watching the replay, were you able to see the Karrion Kross interview with Jackie Redmond in the crowd or no?
I didn't see that one. No.
Yeah. So like there's things that are being built up in these segments that are during commercial. But
yeah, that we're missing.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge because like I said, like Karrion Kross and Scarlett were being interviewed by Jackie Redmond, and he was pretty much saying how, the Wyatt Six is now on SmackDown, so he took care of them. He was the only one to pin Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy. Then he spoke about the Miz, and then he brought up Sami Zayn, and then Sami Zayn came out next, and I think that's when it came back to TV, back to TV for the people in the States.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was fast forwarding a lot, so I could have missed it. But I'm pretty sure that it was not a part of that broadcast. I think, and I don't know. Are they putting these clips out on like socials like after?
That's the only way you would know, though.
Yeah, it's weird.
So like you can miss like a storyline progressing if you're not in the States, and if you don't catch up on social media or you don't run across it, scrolling on Instagram or X or TikTok or whatever. Shout out to TikTok being back, by the way.
Brutal 12 hours.
Yeah, it was. And finally, when we were we were finally gaining followers on TikTok. Like we're up to like 200 now. I was like, God damn it! Now it's gone. Like this sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely like a weird adjustment with the ads and figuring out what goes where. Because if it's going to be dead air, then fine, throw an ad in there. But if they're doing a promo or an entrance or an interview, like you got to have that available to all your crowds, especially United States. That's massive bulk.
Yeah, and I think the only advertisements that I've seen since doing this the past 2 weeks are WWE advertisements, like for WWE Shop.
Right.
So, I haven't seen any advertisement other than just anything WWE, and it's awesome. So, I highly recommend VPNs. Hopefully we can work on a sponsorship, but it's awesome, especially for Raw, because I'm at least watching what I'm being told we were going to get with the, with the no ads, especially if you're paying for premium. I did 1 month of it and I was still getting the ads. So
that's what I'm saying. I pay the $22.99 or whatever
and you're still getting the ads.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They got to figure that out. But let's go into Raw. Obviously we start off, we have Xavier. So this actually, I laughed at this. You had Kofi and Xavier coming out for the match against Rey Mysterio, and they hit the New Day music, and they were not having it. They were not having it at all. I'm loving heel Kofi and heel Xavier. They're just so arrogant and just so like, I don't know. I feel like I can't take them seriously because they're just like them. But they're trying, and they're like, oh well, now that we have, they're just being like that arrogant heel. But I like that Kofi was just wearing black like jeans in the match. I thought that was a really cool part. There was a little botch on the outside with I think it was I forget. It was like I don't know what happened, but it looked like Rey Mysterio glitched out, and it was weird. It was like
maybe it was your VPN.
Yeah, no, it was like supposed to be a power bomb, and Ray just flipped with Kofi not even holding him. I don't know. It was weird. But what'd you think about that match? Like, do you?
It was good. I like the heel New Day stuff. I mean, it's crazy to me that like I love how heel over they are. Like I love the heat. Like I never would have expected it to work so well. I mean, once they did that segment with Big E and all that unfolded, it was like, oh, this is gonna be nuclear. But it's staying nuclear, and people really hate them. And they're I think it was the Raw premiere on Netflix that they had a promo that was cut on my side of things. But people were pissed. They're getting that heat, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying every second of it. So good match too.
I just feel like the momentum is eventually going to die unless Big E comes back into the picture.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I feel like this is just all leading up to Big E. You know, because they can only get booed and do what they're doing right now for so long. They don't really have like, sure, like the whole locker room hates them. That's the whole gig right
Yeah.
now, that, for what they did to Big E. But eventually it's gonna run dry. And I feel like the only way to really get them to that super heel is if Big E somehow makes a return again.
Yeah, maybe a Mania match, or, Biggie gets someone in his corner, do a tag. He can't. I don't know what what his diagnosis is. Like, I know from talking with TJ after TJ got hurt that, yeah, like, he can bump around a little. TJ, this is not Big E's TJ, but he doesn't want to. Like, he's just like, I'd rather not fuck it up.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what every injury is different. Every neck injury is even more different. So if he can come back and do like even a tag, or you know, uh, probably a tag. I think a tag would, because you can't have a 2-on-1. You probably can't hold a whole singles match, on a big stage like Mania. That's like 15, 17 minutes. That's not even cardio wise. I'm just talking bump wise. How much can you put in there that you would be able to do? So I would love to see it though. I love Big E. I hope that he is, 100%, or the most, as close to 100% as he could be, and get in there, because that would be awesome. No matter who they get to tag with them, or I don't even know who it would be, but it'd be sick.
And then we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn coming face to face again. If you watched the SmackDown prior, he came out and interrupted Rey Mysterio. Now, he's doing this whole gig. He's the champion in his head. He is a world champion, and he wants whoever wins the Rumble to cash in. I say cash in with, quotations, but he wants whoever wins the Rumble to pick him, to fight him for the real WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which is the Winged Eagle. I know you have a lot to say about that. The Canadian Dream, the son of a whatever, the
security systems engineer or something. That was fucking hilarious, dude. I love Kevin Owens. As much as I love this feud with Cody. I love it. He is not the real champion though. He can shut up with that shit. But it's Kevin Owens has always been, from day one of those guys that I really enjoyed. That character just, it works for me. I love. You can just tell that that's how this man really is. Like, he just goes out there and does whatever the fuck he wants. Like, and that's what is so satisfying. But yeah, it's hilarious. He's like, oh, like, he's the champion. They're gonna challenge him. Yeah, sure. Challenge for a phony championship. Go ahead. Check the record books.
So, he did it Friday night with Ray. Then Ray says he's not the real champion, and then they end up fighting. And then he pretty much told Sammy on Monday night, "You're going to win the Rumble. I know you're going to win the Rumble." He says that, he knows he fucked up in like their relationship and he backstabbed him, but Sammy's a good person. Sammy, blah, 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 blah. But that when Sammy wins, he wants him to challenge them so they can have a main event WrestleMania match to end the whole feud and rivalry that they've had for years and years and years. But Sammy left a little like, taken back. So I don't know if this is going to lead into, I don't know. Is he trying to get Sammy to help him at the Rumble against Cody?
Yeah, well, he's gonna need hell of a lot of help once Cody gets his hands on him. He's gonna need all that backup he can get. I'm sure Randy will come back. Maybe Rumble, maybe Elimination Chamber, not sure. It's about time for him to show back up, fuck over Kevin. It's interesting. The Rumble, like we said, is so goddamn stacked that I really have no clue where they take it. Like, I don't know. Could it be Sammy winning? Maybe. Do I think that's likely? I think maybe he's got like a 10% chance. It's probably gonna end up being Roman, maybe Punk. I don't know. It's very up in the air. But the Sammy and Kevin segment was good. Like I said, I enjoy everything Kevin does, even when it's at the behest of my favorite wrestler, Cody Rhodes. But I'm excited for that segment on Saturday Night's Main Event too with Shawn Michaels. I mean,
Yes.
anyone could tell you that Shawn, before Cody, it was Shawn. Shawn was my boy. He was the GOAT. He is the GOAT. But Cody's second GOAT. So to have those three guys, like I said, I love Kevin too. Segment's gonna be fucking fantastic. I'm
Now,
really looking forward to
I
it.
actually forgot to bring that up before with the predictions, but yeah, how do you think Sean's going to get involved?
I think he's coming out of his hometown. He's gonna play the babyface side of things. He's gonna be probably poking and prodding at Kevin. Telling him he's not the real champion. Take a couple bumps. Cody's cleared. He's 100% according to last Friday on SmackDown. He told Nick Aldis, "I'm good." So there's gonna be punches thrown, and I just know it's gonna be a fire segment. Three of them can't go wrong. Three great promos in wrestling, and Sean's just gonna mix it up, man. He's just gonna. That's my guy. That's my guy from the beginning. Before Cody was even a thought in my brain. Before he even thought about wrestling, I was Shawn Michaels. So, and I think it's gonna be a great segment. And I'm excited for what goes down.
So let's just get back to Raw. We have Penta, who is now 2-0. And my God, if anyone else wants to jump over from AEW to WWE and see the presentation that a superstar gets, I mean, I know Penta deserves it. Penta is unreal. But Penta is being shown like a legit main eventer. And I know Ray Phoenix is, putting out pictures of him in a straitjacket, saying that, he's stuck there. Ricky Starks was just denied a release. So it's crazy over there. But Penta is unreal.
Yeah, man. This is what they're doing now when they get these AEW talents to jump. They're putting them over there. They know you fucked this up, Tony. Like, watch what happens over here. They're trying to get as many jumps as, ship jumpers as they can to jump over to their product. They have plenty of TV time now. Plenty of people who pay for tickets, not blacked out arenas like AEW runs recently. Triple H is shoving it in their face. Like, you guys really thought you can compete? Well, watch what we do. And Penta goes crazy, man. It's awesome.
And then CM Punk and Jackie Redmond had a killer promo. Punk declaring for the Rumble, saying no one's going to stop him. He said that if Hulk Hogan shows up, he'll shred him and end Hulkamania once and for good. Once and for all. Unreal. And then the main event, we had Seth freaking Rollins, who has now main evented 2 out of the 3 Raw on Netflix. So you have him defeat Drew McIntyre. Sammy comes out, gets involved. He by accident gives a haluva kick to Seth Rollins, and that's how it ends. So
yeah, fire main event. Like we've been saying, it's just all leading to this massive chaotic Rumble that is so loaded. Just from like the 10 or 11 names that have been announced so far, it's so stacked, and I'm excited to see, how it all shakes out. I hope it's not Roman. I would hope for a Seth or a Punk or a Drew or Sammy. Anyone but Roman, in my opinion. I'm a hater, I know, but it's all gearing up for. I believe it's February 1st, which is weird. Rumble being in February.
it is, right?
It's like throwing me off, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah, we're at the 41-minute mark. Is there anything you wanted to touch up on SmackDown?
Nah, not really. I think we kind of nailed what we wanted to nail. I don't even remember what happened on SmackDown. My brain is frostbitten from being outside.
I hear you.
I can't remember, but yeah, no, I'm good.
I hear you. So the one thing that I did want to bring up to close this out is if you're looking on YouTube, you can see down at the ticker, the Real Marks of Long Island, the quick count. So this is something that I have discussed with Court and Ty, and obviously I've discussed with a few others, at PWN, the quick count. So I've, in speaking with people inside the media world, you have to build momentum. That's how you gain a following. And we have been very, very, very consistent for over a year now, putting out an episode weekly. Like, yeah, we might have missed a week or here or there, but life is life. But I think we're going to go with the quick count. It's going to be a new little addition to the Real Marks. So we're still going to have our weekly 1 hour, 45 minutes to an hour episode. But then also maybe after a Monday night or a Tuesday night NXT or a Friday night SmackDown or hell, even a Wednesday night Dynamite. If all three of us can jump on, two of us, or even just one of us, we're just going to jump on. Maybe it'll be live on YouTube, just to break down what we just witnessed, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, not, whatever. Just to, when the action is still fresh in the viewers' minds, that's when you really can start building. So we're going to be putting out more content. It might not be this week just because I'm busy with, with the move, and, we know Ty is still away. But it's coming. More content is coming. More weekly content on the socials is coming. So thank you all for supporting us for as long as you have. We're not making any money on this, so we do it out of just pure love for professional wrestling. We love talking it. We love just breaking it down, giving predictions like we do. So looking forward to it. We have a logo coming. It's going to be awesome. Court, anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, it's going to be a nice addition. Like I just said 10 seconds ago, you wanted to talk about SmackDown. I don't even remember. It's been a week. That is gone from my brain. And so being able to react, hopefully a little quicker, jump on, even just, shoot the shit for, 15, 20 minutes, like you said. Hopefully we can interact, do it live, get some, live feedback from you guys. We have fun with this. It's like you said, we've been grinding. We might miss a week or two, but we do try our best. It's hard to get three people in one place, even digitally sometimes. So we're excited to see what the future holds.
I'll tell you what, I can't wait for the first ever live, like, in-person episode when we're all on Long Island together and we can record together. That's going to be something. But yeah, big stuff coming. Just stay tuned, be patient with us. Thank you all for listening and tuning. Please like, rate, subscribe on all socials, on YouTube. It does help. It does go a long way. Once again, thank you all. And as Ty would say, Real Marks out.